great to see you, Enos. You've been obviously active when it comes to China's human rights abuses. You've paid attention to human rights abuses across the globe. How would you characterize, in your estimation, the relationship between Russia and China?
First of all, thank you for having me. And second, with the invasion of Ukraine, Putin seems to have strongly empowered dictators. For instance, as he attacking the free people of Ukraine, the Xi Jinping of China is preparing to attack Taiwan along its support for Russia. Another one, Kim Jong-un of North Korea just fired a ballistic missile near South Korea, and the dictatorship of Belarus is increasing their oppression against their own people and openly supporting Russia. So I think, this is why we fight in Ukraine, is a fight for all people. By standing with the people of Ukraine, we are all standing against general tyranny and safeguarding our future. Another point to consider is this, when Xi Jinping was allowed to have the Olympics, despite the genocide and all the other stuff, it is also seems to have become a green light for dictators like Putin to realize that they can eventually get away with essentially anything. So
yeah, I feel like China is getting away with everything. I think back on just last week for the State of the Union address, all this time dedicated to Ukraine, perhaps justifiably so. But guess who got off the hook? China. We never talked about the one thing that China did that impacted the globe and hurt our economy so badly, which was the origins of COVID. They have never had, the Chinese have not had to pay any price, Enes, for what they unleashed on the world with that lab leak, which we all know happened.
I think the world must act immediately. The future of Europe and the world is being decided. Evil leaders like Putin and Xi Jinping are a threat to global security and free world. And, I think Russia and also especially China wants to destroy democracy, and it is therefore important that Ukraine and Taiwan are supported. I just read the news on a couple of days ago, Chinese dictatorship asked Russian dictatorship to delay Ukraine war until after the genocide Olympics. Mm-hmm. So, which means Chinese dictatorship knew it was going to happen, and the worst approved of it. There is a reason for why China won't sanction Russia. So I believe they're criminal partners.
Enos, you stood alone in the NBA against China. We've seen American companies come together to take on Russia. Would American companies do the same thing should something happen in Taiwan to China?
That's a really good question. I hope so. But unfortunately, if you see right now, you look at Wall Street, big tech, academia, sports world, and many other organizations, associations is in China's pocket. Yeah. So I hope that we will never have to have this conversation, but unfortunately right now it's looking very unlikely.
Yeah, well, concentration camps didn't stop them from doing business with China. I doubt an invasion in Taiwan would. Enes Kanter, you are a voice for freedom. We really enjoy having you on the show today.
Thanks, Enos.
Thanks for having me.